I don't think we missed anything.
At what?
So I'm gonna try leaving and seeing what happens. Like, I don't know if that's just one of those, like, it just stays there until the quest is done, you know what I mean? So we'll find out in a second. Because I also wonder if there's something up top that I'm missing. Because, like, the entrance to the chapel, you know? Which it very well could. Oh? I wasn't ready. Acolyte, we expected to see you accompanied by the canoness. Where is she? He looks at you with obvious impatience. Standing nearby is Lady Olanthe, who gives you a slight nod. Governor, the canoness is dead. With the utmost regret, I must confirm the acolyte's words. The canoness is dead, as are several of her closest sisters. The news you bring is disastrous, and before it spreads further. Lord Calixtus pulls out a box from the fold of his robe, issues a few orders through it, and then turns to the guardsman. It's the sisters. They're taking over. Oh. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Ah! God, the sisters aren't playing! Oh, we're good and truly locked in here now, aren't we? Interesting. No one will leave this palace now. Would you like to say something meant for your ears alone? We would like to say something meant for your ears alone, Acolyte. The governor leans in, looming over you with his sharp chin. His voice grows quiet but remains clearly audible. We are certain there is no need to discuss the gravity of the situation. Therefore, we shall be extremely direct. We would be most obliged if you were to find the one who would bear punishment for the death of Canoness and her sisters. Otherwise, his eyes, unusually lively for his age, gaze expressively at the sisters of battle. You know the inner workings of the Lucid Palace better than anyone. Where would you suggest I start? Hax pensively adjusts the auto-injector attached to his forearm. The esteemed warrior intended to inspect every room personally before the start of the liturgy and to check on every guest in this wing. We believe that those who arrived early might know whom she had time to speak with and what she did before her tragic passing. I will find the person. I came here for a different... Yeah, I'll find the person responsible. We will be most grateful to you when the unfortunate incident has been resolved. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let's listen.
Every failure, a lesson.
Yeah, well, we can't get them all, girl. Every failure, a lesson. That's my girl. So, did I fail? I don't think so. Oh, no. So I did. I finished that. Okay, so I probably just dragged you all around for no reason. Hey, girl, you want chit-chat? Acolyte, the red-haired woman you met earlier, greets you with a wide smile. Too playful for your heart not to skip a beat at the prospect of fresh trouble. I hope you haven't forgotten me since our last meeting. Aspis Corda, the rogue trader, Lord Captain of the Implacable Flame, and heir to the Corda trade dynasty. Oh, so you're the heir. Oh, so you're who's supposed to take over for Auntie after I didn't murder her, but murdered her. Of course not. I suddenly felt like exchanging a few words with you, given that your mission at the Lucid Palace has undergone a rather unexpected and dramatic transformation. What a thrilling turn of events. Why is it that I found your belongings at the place where the Sisters of Battle were slain? The most blessed Canoness, may the God Emperor praise for radiant wisdom, saw this compass in my hand when I was talking to Marius. She assumed there was some kind of evil mechanism inside the device. Lord Calixtus gave such a glare that I decided not to put the good woman's resolve to the test and instead generously offered the compass to her so that she would inspect it herself. As the holy martyrs are my witness, we would do better to spare the governor's nerves for more worthy matters. Their premature death of Marcella and her sisters, for example. What is it really? It's a symbol of the special rights and privileges of a rogue trader who carries the light of humanity in the darkness between the stars and the conqueror's previously impious worlds in the name of the God Emperor. Keep it as a memento. I have another. Does that mean there aren't any mechanisms inside? Of course there are. It's a compass. Usually my agencyers tune it for each planet I set foot on. Getting lost in the jungles of a death world or in the lower hab zone of a hive is good for breathtaking adventure. Only about for the first hour. If it takes longer, I get sick of all the walking and just want to get to the destination. It sounds very suspicious. Why should I believe you? Aspas's face looks to be unreadable, but only at first glance. The truth reveals itself in the line at the corner of her mouth, the subtly narrowed eyes and the spark in them. The rogue trader's not scared, nor angry or upset. Your words amuse her. That's, I think, the one thing that I took away a lot from Rogue Trader overall, is just how amused by everything Rogue Traders are. And I loved that. I love that vibe. But now I like being on the other side of it. Like, trying to question a Rogue Trader who literally thinks everything is fucking funny is god tier. Because you cannot seriously believe that a compass in the Canoness's pocket is sufficient cause to involve me in her death. I would not dare insult the Holy Ordos by even thinking that their acolyte could be so foolish. Indeed. You may take it to any tech priest and have it dismantled. I'm sure the representative of the Adeptus Mechanicus will satisfy your curiosity. It sounds as if you find the death of the Canoness and her sisters amusing. Not at all. Death is common and therefore dull. What amuses me is the turmoil this once sleepy palace has come to. Inserting a stick into a nest of void rats and giving it a proper stir. More or less what you did with your most unpleasant news, and watching the ensuing fuss will be far more amusing than brushing off the petty noble sycophants. She flicks her wrist, making a circle with dio smoke in the air. My duties have led me to many places and into many situations. Probably too many for one person to manage. But never in my life have I witnessed firsthand the servant of the Inquisition at work. I expect it to be quite insightful experience. I'd like to participate in the investigation under your expert guidance. Of course, I have no intentions of interfering with your work and would rather observe from the sidelines. I assume your higher-ups would not object. After all, an alliance with the Rogue Trader is more advantageous and reliable than strained relations resulting from their last move. Why would you want that? Do you really need an answer? She seems to have no intention of elaborating. And yet, I would very much like to know the reasons behind your wish. She groans heavily. Implacable Flame and I have been trapped in the Centillia system by the warp storms with no end in sight. Meters tall stacks of paperwork await my signature upon my return to the ship, while the spires have nothing to offer but whiny grovelers and embittered rats. It's very commendable of you to suspect that I have some ill intention or cunning scheme in mind. I must disappoint you, Rogue Trader. Aspis Corda is driven by one thing alone, an all-consuming, soul-harrowing, and suffering boredom. All right, I'd be most delighted. Splendid, Seneschal. She snaps her fingers and a burly man beside her straightens to attention. The Lord Captain shall be taking a stroll on her own. Watch the guests, maintain communication with the Vox Master. Report on noteworthy events only. I do not wish to be disturbed with any trifles from orbit. She casts a glance at you. And spare me your court courtesies. I despise feigned servility. Okay. I am gonna, because we have nothing. So I'm just gonna do that for now. Because these two, there's no way. There's no way. And then Larthier. And then Cog, maybe? We'll see with Cog. The only reason oh my god, you two do the same thing? Corda, I know, but at the same time, Corda, you can't do the same thing as potential future husband number 2. 3? You can't do that, Corda. I like how I refuse to call her by her first name. Yes, there we go. Commanding voice. Bold commander. If an ally under the effect kills an enemy. Alright, so she's not... I love her, but she's not probably gonna last long in the group because of that. Oh, let's see. Get back in the fight. Voxed commands. Yes, we'll do that. Okay. Good. I definitely want her for like this area, but if I switch to you, no. Okay. I'm checking for like voice lines.
We mustn't linger.
I see how I don't know if it normally does that on other people. Okay. You. You're like literally one of my favorites. Like that profile, like why? Why is that portrait so hard? The servant of the Adeptus Mechanicus greets you with a dignified gesture. His servo skull connected to the tech priest ports focuses its lens.
Acolyte of the Holy Inquisition.
Voice acting!
Before you stands the conduit of the will and the vessel for the voice of Cartesiarchus Hecatus Prime, fabricated general of the Lathe World's fleet.
Hi! I love you already. The tech priest trying to maintain a straight posture, yet you notice that his right leg is twisted at an unnatural angle, oozing an oily fluid.
A query is being formulated regarding the reasons for communication between a high-ranking Adeptus Mechanicus official and a lower-ranked Inquisition member.
I found this in the chapel where the canoness was murdered.
Servo skull of the Censorious category, equipped with a high sensitivity auspex. A moderately interesting model. An insistent demand is being formulated for the transfer of this unit of sacred technology into the care of the Adeptus Mechanicus.
The servo skull is equipped with a built-in voxcaster, which means someone was watching the Sister of Battle. No one but you could have done that.
Analysis of the provided arguments has been performed. The individual is identified as suitable for formal communication. Important contextual information. The Lord Calixis has initiated several research-oriented expeditions. One such undertaking, despite lack of proper preparation, managed to obtain a valuable artifact which can be classified as part of archaeotech technology. Priority operational directive of the Lathe World's fleet. Extraction of this artifact for the benefit of the priesthood of Mars without notification of the Lord Calixis.
The proposed assumption regarding the surveillance of the chapel by means of a servo skull may be confirmed. Confirmation conditions transfer the artifact located in the study of planetary governor Marius Hax to this cognition unit. Additional requirement for cooperation and absence of third-party notifications regarding these agreements. Information will be provided in exchange for the artifact. Why don't you retrieve the artifact from the governor yourself?
The exchange of the artifact for valuables from the Adeptus Mechanicus reserves was scheduled to coincide with the concluding celebration events. Under the current circumstances, the final sermon is postponed indefinitely, while the need for the artifact remains. Expressing a need for more functional communication, or else its termination.
Wait, I have a question. Does the fleet have any I have a question regarding the murder.
This topic has a low assigned priority on the list of topics of interest. However, as a sign of cooperation between the Inquisition and the Lathe World's fleet, the information will be provided.
Thank you. The floor filters in the chapel are severely clogged. Could this be linked to the canoness's death? Probability of such a correlation is negligible. This type of machine continues to praise the Omnissiah through its functionality until utterly broken. Mere clogging would not impede its operations. Who would wish to murder the sister?
The list of individuals motivated to terminate the life functions of the specified ardent servants of the Ecclesiarchy is too extensive to form a reasonable hypothesis.
Like, bro's out here like way too many people want to kill her.
The memory of this cognition unit contains information exhibiting signs of being valuable, but that was previously ignored due to its assumed insignificance. There is confirmation of an excessively emotional verbal exchange between the individuals Pontifex Gartius and Canoness Marcella, which may be interpreted as a religious dispute. Mutual animosity between the specified individuals is assumed.
Yeah, they didn't like each other from what I understand. It must be noted that the individual designated Pontifex exhibited a prolonged absence following the festivities. Procession clearly caused degradation of his weak flesh. At its conclusion, he displayed motor function impairment and a distinct limp. Probability suggests the Pontifex retreated to his chamber, remained absent until the arrival of other guests. What do you know of him?
Dispensing reference information. Pontifex Cartius is a representative of Archcardinal Ignato, assigned to this location to participate in the festivities and conduct the Invocatum Sanctus.
We'll come back to this later.
A suggestion to discuss more valuable topics is made. The selection of a worthy topic for discussion will be taken into account when calculating the usefulness of this organic unit.
What do you do here? What are you doing?
Presence in this location is justified by the necessity of social contacts with the authoritative structures of the world of Scintilla. Priority objective of formal interaction. Lord Calixis Marius Hax.
That is all for now.
The shift to less informative topics has been found
Acolyte Clara, the possibility of mutually beneficial cooperation is proposed. Under ordinary circumstances, preference would be given to the servants of the Omnissiah as more reliable executors compared to the lay people, but his voice grows quieter as the tech priest body leans forward. The Lathworld fleet possesses a sacred mechanism of the servo-congregator type, installed in the hab zone known as Merisportum Sectoris. The mechanism has ceased communication with the Alpha Arc Chromatic Communion. It is necessary to restore connection, considering the distressing lack of spiritual discipline among lay people prevents fulfillment of this task on a gratis basis. An offer of compensation is proposed. How will I recognize it?
To the uninitiated, the mechanism will appear as vertically growing gigaflora.
He's talking about the gigantic tree, isn't he? That tried to murder us. I'll look into it when I'm finished here.
Effective assistance to the interests of the Adeptus Mechanicus in this region will be noted and recorded in the gratitude registers. You will need this to activate the servo congregator. Enter in a state of anticipation of active cooperation on the part of the Inquisition's servant.
Okay. He's like, that's the whole tree thing, isn't it? Lord help. Okay. So this now. So I don't think anymore. I want to remove this. Okay, I don't think that's that. Fabricator General. Okay. That's good. The idea of obtaining a valuable artifact that would discover. Okay. So we're still looking. Of course, my entire life, as soon as people see me, the curse of my entire life. As soon as people see me, they immediately assume I'm complicit in some dirty trick. I shall take it as a compliment. I never dreamed of having a saintly reputation. She's like, can you imagine her like looking over your like shoulders? You're like working on piecing all this together and seeing her name on the list and being like, oh, that's me, kind of thing. Because like that's literally where my brain goes. Okay, witness the candidate. Okay, so we've got to go find him. For sure. Bestowing a gift on a guest is an ancient tradition of Sibelius' aristocracy. I know nothing about its origin, but this little quirk has evolved into a splendid method of getting rid of unwelcome individuals before or after the visit. Okay, so she's of the mindset that mayhaps the good sister was in fact poisoned. Oh, okay, so we're all... Oh, thank you. That is very needed. So, who did we... I have a question. If I bring you back for a quick second... No, you're still... Okay, you're still injured. That's all I wanted to see. If, if we were... I wonder how that conversation would have gone if I had had her with me. Probably a lot more interesting, too. But now, we got something for the next time. Know what I mean? Okay, where am I here? We're here. Who are you? Lord General. Oh, should we have gone talk to the Lord General? Wait. Oh. Astropath Zhao. Interesting. Okay. Pleasure. So where's the Pontifex? Hey. Girlfriend. I need to talk to you. Do you know anything about this Amasek? Truly a rare vintage, said to be favored on Holy Terra itself. One must be either extremely influential or extremely wealthy to obtain it. Only a handful of personages in the palace could afford such a drink. No, we don't know. Who could have wished for her to die? As I mentioned before, the late Canoness held one of the guests, possibly one of Scintilla's faction leaders, to be complicit in heresy. Okay, we'll come... Would the Pontifex dare to harm her? There are many inflated rumors following the Pontifex, yet one, the most scandalous of all, he seems to be in no hurry to deny. He is said to have been an adept part of a death cult in his younger years. Naturally, such a thing is virtually impossible. Nonetheless, these speculations may well have sparked a conflict between two such devout individuals. Tell me about the Canoness and Lord General's altercation. Not long ago, Lord General dispatched a cohort of Fusiliers into the Silenza Sectoris to quell a rabble uprising, turned into a tragedy. What started as a mere disturbance became a massacre. Habzone was drowned in blood, tears, Astra Militarum suffered immense losses, and the Adeptus Sororitas had to come to their aid. However, it was not solely the rebels whom the valiant sisters punished. You see, some of the Fusiliers had disgraced themselves with this desertion. The sisters declared their cowardice heresy. This led to summary executions that were carried out on the spot without the Lord General's sanction. The only clemency that the sisters showed to those who were weak in spirit was to grant them the Emperor's peace. You can imagine what a feast for condemnation the Sori incident provided. Odam's authority was shaken. She is quite an ambitious individual. Put the governor of motive for killing. Don't think that noble blood compels me to deflect suspicion from the master of Centilia, but I truly have nothing to say. If a shadow did fall between him and the Canoness, then the details are unknown to me. Lord Calixtus guards his secrets well. Would the Fabricator General employ such means? The servant of the machine cults are far too sophisticated in their intrigues than you might imagine. Yet I have heard whispers of a rather mundane conflict between the Adeptus Mechanicus and the Adeptus Sororitas here at the palace. You may wish to seek out details from both parties. What about you? Let this misplaced question remain between us. Should Lord Inquisitor Zerbe read your report that you suspected me, it would reflect poorly on your standing, not mine. The instant you amass the semblance of body of evidence, you will realize I had no involvement in the matter. I hope my information... Okay. Like, the fact, though, that she's asking that question should show how good she is, because she's...
Never still for long.
She's not automatically discounting somebody just because they are somebody important. You know what I mean? Like, we're questioning everybody. We're looking into everyone. There you are. Oh, God. Let's talk. What a good portrait. What a freaking amazing portrait. God, the detail is astounding. Pontifex Caritas raises a gaunt face with the color of yellowed parchment. Deep shadows lie beneath his eyes, and a fresh burn mars his cheek, its surface glistening with a wet crust and emitting a faint scent of medicinal ointment. Noticing your gaze upon him, he sways slightly. Are you unwell? I fear the news of the esteemed sister's demise caught me unawares. Responsible for the death of the determining. I am an acolyte vested with the authority to investigate this interest. I have some questions. I am Clara, acolyte of the Inquisition. Holy Ordos are interested in determining who is responsible for the death of the Canoness and her esteemed sisters. I greet you, servant of the Golden Throne, and a pity our meeting must take place under such sorrowful circumstances. All is the will of the God Emperor. Sorrow bows his head. May your name be inscribed in gold in the annals of the Imperium, and may the God Emperor multiply your strength in the destruction of his foes. Might I beseech your blessing? The Pontifex nods graciously, and yet the hand he has raised falters as he notices the psyker implant upon your companion's head. The cleric's fingers hover in the air for several interminable moments before he withdraws them and wipes the sweat beading on his forehead. God Emperor protects all his warriors. Servant of the Golden Throne, be steadfast in your faith. In the dim light of the lumens, the Pontifex's eyes seem almost black. He whispers, verging on reverent, reaches your ears, somehow drowning out the hum of the crowd. To think, the blessed Canoness Marcella, whose soulless hand dared to defile her light. I wish to ask you about the Canoness. I know you had a conflict with her. What was the reason behind it? The Pontifex's expression does not change, but you notice the throbbing vein in his temple before he replies through gritted teeth. The subject of our dispute shall remain between myself, Canoness Marcella, and the God Emperor. May the affairs of the ecclesiarchy are not for outside ears, even those belonging to an agent of the Inquisition. And where did you go after you left the festivities? I won't deny that the procession took a toll on me. Pain tore through my leg, and upon returning to the palace, I retired to my assigned quarters to prepare for the coming service. I fear my bones are not as strong as they once were. When did you last see her? His gaze turns empty, as if summoning an image to mind. After the procession, the last I saw the Canoness Marcella was in the main hall, standing beside the governor. Is there anyone you suspect? suspect. I am certain I know the exact identity of the vile heretic who committed this heinous crime. He cast a searching glance around the room to make sure you are not being overheard. Turn your attention to the fabricator, General Clara. Shortly before the tragedy, the Canoness tried to confiscate a dangerous artifact from him so as to deliver it into the safekeeping of the Arch-Cardinal. But the followers of the so-called machine god resisted fiercely. Even the palace guard was forced to intervene along with Lord Calixtus himself. That gang of cultists from the Lathe World's fleet was led by Cartisarchus Hecatus Prime. Note, I did not say in person. In truth, the man is safely in orbit around Centillia and instead sent his servant, a wretched vessel for his voice, twisted as it is by his false faith, to participate in the procession. The Pontifex sneers. Unprecedented insult, to be sure. Does not strike you as unusual that the prime suspect has already taken such precaution? I consider that an admission of guilt. Let us talk about you. I have heard rumors that you belong to a death cult. The Pontifex frowns before replying with curt politeness. What are you implying, Clara? I am a devoted servant of the God Emperor and have proved my loyalty to him time and again. That is all you need to know. What was your purpose in coming? The Pontifex's bushy eyebrows shoot upward. Arch-Cardinal Ignato entrusted me with leading the procession during the celebration of St. Sibelius. Is it truly prudent to discuss such things before you have found the murderer? The burns look painful. How did you receive it? An old injury having no bearing on the present investigation. Based on the collateral signs and considering the nature of the burn, I can surmise that the Pontifex is experiencing acute pain, the kind that may drive an individual to exhibit irrational behavior. There is nothing shameful in pain. I will endure at any trial that the God Emperor places in my path, if that'll be all. That'll be it. Okay. So. Okay, so we got that. And now he got a rumor he used to be in a death cult. Okay, I don't know how much rumor can be, but you know, we got some stuff here. Poison emissac was served to the chapel in an attempt to kill. Yeah. I don't know if that one's right either. God Emperor protect. I don't know. We gotta go find more people. Oh, there's witnesses now.